Alrighty, hi folks, it is Tuesday, July 9th. I got back from my mom's birthday celebration family reunion thing last night. My girlfriend and I did an extra camping night on the way back just because she's just transitioning jobs, and so we had an open day, and we went for it. We went camping the night before last night, and got back in pretty late last night, probably got to bed around midnight, and am just getting back into the swing of things. We are officially 3 weeks out from my triathlon, and I'm very, very nervous because I have not, I feel like I was doing so good, and I was hitting everything, and then I just slowly, got sick, and then was like, let's do some fun stuff, went to Yellowstone for a week, did camping stuff and family stuff for another week, and now I feel like I'm 5 weeks behind. And I think, looking back, if I would have known that this summer would have turned out the way that it was, getting with my girlfriend earlier this year, planning to move in, planning to essentially get rid of my house, rent it out, and go through all this stuff, I would not have signed up for the triathlon this year because it just did not make sense. But alas, here we are. We're 3 weeks out, so game plan, we're adjusting again because that's what we need to do. These next 2 weeks are going to be really hard. I'm going to push hard. I need to get my body adjusted to sweating in the heat. We're getting into, tomorrow is supposed to be 109 degrees. I think today's supposed to be 106. Just a massive heat wave. As far as high temperatures, right now it is about 8 o'clock in the morning, and it is 75 degrees already, which I'm not complaining about at all. It's going to be a little bit cooler in Burley where I'm doing the race, so I'm going to try the next 2-3 weeks to push all my training to match temperature as close as I can to the temperature that is going to be when I'm training, so that my body is adjusted to that. Today, Tuesday, we are going to do a bike run interval. My idea is to get on the bike and do 8 rounds of 12-minute bike, which is about a mile pace, I think-ish, and then a 3-minute run, and then a 30-second rest or whatever I need, and then back on the bike, do 12 minutes, run 3 minutes, back on the bike, so that I am, one, practicing getting off my bike, because I do not do that very well, and two, I'm getting both of them and just kind of getting that feel of transitioning between the bike and the run, the bike and run, bike and run. And I think this is the only one. I think there's one more that I'm doing like this that kind of gives me a back and forth cardio for bike run. But that is the goal for today. Because it is hot and I don't have a lot of stuff, I got some Gatorade Light. I don't know, I've never had it before. I went in to get some Gatorade because I need to hydrate and stay electrolytes and all the things, and today's gonna be a little bit longer workout in the hot because it's already so hot today. But I'm gonna try it. I mean, why not try it, see what I like about it? It costs the exact same as a regular Gatorade, minus the fact that it's smaller, so it's actually more expensive if I were to get the same amount. But I'm going to try it. If you've ever had this, let me know. It looks good. Look at this. Five ways, sodium, potassium, all the things. But yeah, I'm going to try that. Essentially, bike run, hydrate, bike run, hydrate, bike run, hydrate, and then get off with the rest of this week. We're going to be pushing really hard, long swims, long bikes, long runs. Next 2 weeks pushing really hard, and then the week of my triathlon, we're going to die down a drastic amount, do short bike, short swim, short run, and then rest, and then the day when I get to the triathlon day, I'm going to take a short run and a short bike just to loosen things up and be ready to do. But I'm here. It's getting hotter and hotter by the minute, so I'm going to jump off and get on this bike and get some miles in and some work in, and enjoy the morning before it gets so hot, because it's triple digits all week for the next 2 weeks. It's going to be so hot here. So, peace! Okay, I just finished the workout, what I'm going to call it, because I was going to do 8 intervals of 12 minutes on the bike, 3-minute run, and my goal was to hit about 12 miles on the bike, but I ended up going like way faster than I thought I was going to, and so we're 2 hours in. We did 8 cycles. No, we were just about to start my 8th cycle, and I was already at 12 and a half miles, and I hadn't tracked the first cycle on my bike. So we did more than 13 miles on my bike in 2 hours, plus getting off and running 3 minutes in between with tiny breaks. So I feel really good about it. It is about almost 90 degrees, 10:30 in the morning. I am going to walk around the park a couple times and just cool off because I'm really hot. And I'm going to call it for today because that felt really good. I definitely feel a lot more comfortable on my bike, especially getting off. That was a really big struggle for me. I just couldn't get off the bike without looking like a dork, and I'm finally at a point now where I feel like I've got it and I can get off really safely. So that was really good, and I feel like my confidence level of just being on the bike and navigating this neighborhood, because I should have done this differently. In my head, I was like, I'll just do it at the park, and I would have been doing circles for 2 hours and I would have lost my mind. So I ended up going through the neighborhood a bunch. And I mean, that gave me big back and forth, but I feel a lot more confident on the bike now as far as just maneuvering it and turning and dealing with traffic, people pulling out in front of me, stopping, slowing down. So I think it was really good. Excuse me. But yeah, I'm going to go walk around the park. I might walk for like 15 minutes to cool off and then head home and hydrate, because that was good. 12 and a half miles tracked, plus extra off the bike that I didn't track because I didn't track my first rotation. So we're probably close to like 13 and a half miles, honestly, on my bike. And then I don't know how far I ran because I left my phone with my bike and I just ran a minute and a half out and then minute and a half back. And by the end I was run walking because I was tired. So really good, super excited. I'm gonna walk and I will check with you guys later. Bye. It is so hot. It is like 110 degrees today. Goodness. I just swam what I think was 1,500 meters. I lost count, and my time's a little higher than I expected, so I might have miscounted 1 or 2 laps. But I swam for 51 minutes and 27 seconds, and I think I did 1,500 meters. I might have done 1,600 meters. It's really hard to keep count. Math is just not my strong suit. That was all, like, physically I can do it. Mentally is where I'm running into my block, and I definitely felt that, just because I don't like swimming that far. Like, it's not my favorite. I like shorter swims, so I have to, like, mentally get myself in the headspace, like, you have to do this now so you can do this then. We're, like, 3 weeks out, but I feel good. I felt like I could have kept swimming, which is the important thing here. I do think I need to find a wetsuit for my triathlon, so I'm going to see if I can rent one locally for the next 3 weeks and use it to complete my triathlon, just because they say that a wetsuit is not required, but everybody that I'm seeing in pictures is wearing one. The water degrees is right around 70, which is about 10 degrees colder than what I've been swimming in this pool here, and that makes me nervous because I don't swim better in cold water. I swim worse. I tend to panic more and freak out more, and so I think having a wetsuit might actually help me. I feel like my form is good. I definitely still have freakouts when I get water in my mouth. That's going to continue for the rest of my life probably. But overall, I feel pretty good from the swim. My shoulders are sore, but I did an upper body. I was working today, and I did a lot of upper body, especially with my right shoulder, dominantly lifting heavy objects, about 50 pounds over and over repeatedly. So that definitely plays a factor into it. So I need to make sure that I have the whole week off prior to my triathlon, or at least like 5 days ahead, where I'm not doing any of that work, because that definitely has an impact on my ability. But we're done. I'm happy I'm done with the long swim. That means I only have one more, like, super long swim next week. Everything else is going to be shorter distances. I'm going to do the long swim in the pool again. I have one pass left, so it works out perfectly. And the rest, I'm going to go to a lake in the afternoon and do some swimming there when it's warmer, and just try and match water temperature and conditions, and just get shorter distance open water swimming in, because I did that at the lake camping with my girlfriend and her family, and I was panicking because it was cold. So I definitely want to get the wetsuit and practice that. But I'm going to go get some hydration and some food because I am sweating in here. It is so hot. There was lip sweat. That was like full on lip sweat. I don't think I've ever had like full lip sweat before. Anyways, I'm going to go. Talk to you later. Right, good morning, folks. I don't typically do Thursday morning weigh-in, but I haven't weighed in a hot minute because I'm avoiding it, because I know I've gained weight because I have eaten like garbage and not worked out as much. So I'm just a little bit nervous to see the backslide. But the reason that I am doing it this morning is because yesterday night I was looking at wetsuits online with my girlfriend, and I needed to measure myself to make sure that I was getting the right size. And I measured myself at like 7:30 at night after I'd eaten dinner and breakfast and lunch and swam and was just all bloated and everything. And I feel like we talked about it, and that wasn't a fair assessment of how my body has adjusted. So I'm going to re-tape myself this morning. I am fasted. I am doing a typical tape session of where I would be. So I'm going to give myself a fair assessment. I have not brushed my hair yet. Sorry, I just realized how tangled and matted it looks. But I don't care, because I'm going to tape myself, and then I'm going to take Jackson for a walk, and then I'm going to bike ride. Alrighty, folks, it is Thursday morning, about 8:10. I just got to the park where I'm going to be pushing off on my bike ride. I have plotted out my course. Sorry, the sun is like right in my face, so I'm using my blind to like keep it. Anyways, I'm about to launch my bike ride. My goal today is to do 25 miles. I have mapped it out exactly from where I'm starting at, within like, a reasonable amount of parking space, to the turnaround point, which is actually going to be Lucky Peak State Park. And I am essentially going to do it out and back. It should be right around 25.25 miles. A little bit extra wiggle room, might be a little longer, which is fine by me. I made sure it took me a little bit longer because I had to remember to put sunscreen on, because I already burned last week at the swimming pool. I burned the crap out of my shoulders and my back, especially my right side. I can't tell. You can't really see it, but it's starting to peel a little bit. So I wanted to make sure I didn't burn myself during this ride. It's going to be long. I had oatmeal. I had some gummy bears, water, and I'm going to have some Gatorade. Powerade, because there's a big difference. But my goal is to do that in a reasonable amount of time, trying to keep my pacing down so that I can do the whole thing. Trying out my hydration system. I've got water. I've got 1 bottle of water and 1 bottle of Powerade. I think in the future I'm going to transition that to 2 bottles of Powerade. I started using this smart water bottle because it just works better getting in and out and is easier for me to use. And I noticed that, I don't know if you can tell, but I caught my lip. Yeah, there's a little bird right there. On my actual water bottle on my bike, I've caught my lip a couple times trying to drink it and close it, and it pinches and it hurts. So I think I'm going to buy another one of these suckers and have both of these full. And these, I can actually see how much water I have left, Powerade, and I'm going to be able to mark it by like an estimation of how much I want to be drinking per time. So I think that's going to help me. But then I did some more research, I've been reading, and Powerade's not actually that good as far as a long distance hydration source. It has a lot of high fructose corn syrup, which is fine in like a shorter distance workout, but I'm thinking for 4 hours chugging Powerade, my stomach is not going to be happy. So I just bought a punch on sale, but I think I'm going to look at getting a different, more expensive one specifically for the race day and for like a trial to it, just so that it does better on my stomach, because I've been reading up on it. But anyways, I brought my gummy bears. Look at this. I brought gummy bears for this ride. I'm looking at sodium and carb intake on this, and these have quite a bit of carbs, not a lot of sodium, but between the Powerade and my gummy bears, I should be good on this ride. I think I'm going to switch to gummy worms because these are smaller and harder to grab, and gummy bears I can just pick up and like put in my mouth. So I don't know how I'm going to get this on my bike. I think I'm going to end up getting a belt with like a pocket. I want a belt with a pocket that I can put my gummy bears in. Anyways, I'm going to go, so I will check in with you post-ride. Wish me luck. Alrighty, folks. It is about 10:05 in the morning. Ride was going so well. Made it all the way out to Lucky Pete State Park. Turned around and was coming back and got a flat tire on my back. I tried pumping up. It's not sustaining air. I don't have the right tube for it. So my uncle, bless his heart, who lives down the road a couple miles, is actually going to come pick me up and take me to a bike shop, and they're going to fix it, and then I'm going to bike the rest of the way back to my truck. But unfortunately, this messed up a really good ride. But so many people have offered to help me. It's been super nice. I'm standing in the shade, just waiting on my uncle. So, good ride though. I mean, we did 15 plus miles. Beautiful day. Yay. Hey folks, so I just made it back to my truck. My uncle was super nice enough to come and pick me up. He took me to the local bike shop, George's Cycles, downtown. They determined that it was not just my tube, why I couldn't keep air in it. It was my actual tire itself, which was needing to be replaced because it was cracking and was just getting old and damaged. I just say that my front tire on my bike is going to make it through this year, so I'll need to replace that next season, but my bike is good to go. I gave my uncle a hug, and he left, and I biked back to my truck from the cycle shop, just shy of 3 miles. It took me about 14 minutes, and it is super hot. It is already 90 degrees with a feel of 99 degrees, and it is very unhealthy air quality, so I'm not going to go running because it's hot, and it's going to be hotter right now than it is at my race day, and it just didn't work out. So tomorrow I will run. Now I'm going to go back home and shower and cool down, stretch out my hamstrings because those are a little tight, and eat some food. But we finished up the ride, so that puts us like just shy of 18 miles. So I'm going to figure it out. I do plan on doing this ride again next week, and hopefully I don't get a flat tire. So we shall see how that goes. But until then, bye. Alrighty, good morning, folks. It is about, 9:45-ish, Friday morning. I am at a local park in Mountain Home, and I am about to do a 4-mile walk run. I have kind of thought about it a lot and done a little bit of reading on people's experiences running in the heat when they're not in the best running shape. And let's be honest, the run is going to be my weakest point of this triathlon. And so I have made the decision to do a run-walk cycle throughout the entire event. And so I'm going to practice that today. I'm either going to do a 2-minute run, 1-minute walk, or a 3-minute run and a 1-minute walk. Today I'm going to try a 2-to-1 ratio. So run for 2 minutes, walk for 1, and do 4 miles. That is what on the docket today, 4 long miles. My legs are a little bit sore from yesterday and just, pushing this week. Unfortunately, didn't do any running yesterday morning because the flat tire and the bike and all the things, and then it was like 100 degrees, and I don't want to run in 100 degrees because it's not going to be 100 degrees when I race. The good news is this heat wave should be passed by the time the race comes on the 27th. I'm looking at estimated weather patterns, and they're estimating a high of 90 degrees where I'm at, and so that will be like late afternoon. So the idea is that the run will be about 80 degrees. So I'm trying to match that in my training, which means today I'm running at 9:45 in the morning. So I'm about to go walk for a few minutes and then do a little jog and then get into this 4-mile workout. And hopefully it goes really good. If not, then we're just going to figure it out. I'm going to only be drinking every 20 minutes because that is essentially there's going to be 3 water stations out on the course, and they're about 2 miles apart. And so if I'm running at a 10-minute pace, we will see, then I would be having water every 20 minutes. So I want to get my body used to that. So I'm going to drink some water right now, practicing like I just got off the bike, take a nice big glug, and then head out. So I will check in with you post-run. There's a lot of kids here, so I'm not going to record anything because I'm not about that life, and it's busy this morning because it's cool still. So I will check in with you post-run. Peace. Folks, it is super hot. I just finished doing 4 miles. I did about 4.12 miles. It took me an hour and 3 minutes I did take a 5-minute break in the middle because I got so hot. I mean, it is just... Oh, it's so hot right now. I'm so heated, so overheated. But I finished it. I started off trying to do a 2-to-1 ratio and then realized that my legs were not warmed up enough. So I went to a 1-minute run, 1-minute walk. And then after things got hotter, I transitioned to a 30-second run and a 30-second walk. And then for the last, almost last mile, I did, the last 10 minutes, I did, run for 30 seconds and then walk for a minute, just trying to give my body more time to recover. But you know what? This is just me getting used to running in this heat because I'm not used to it. And it's so hot and I'm so thirsty and I'm just sweaty and I'm going to go and I will check with you next time. But we did it. We did it. Yay. Alrighty, folks. I am just at the Snake River outside of Mountain Home at CJ Strike, which is a reservoir just that pulls from the Snake River in itself. The water looks crazy dirty, but it is what it is. I'm still going to jump in. I don't know if you can see it behind me. It's really pretty out, super hot. I'm not alone on the dock. There are some people across the way getting their boat ready, and there's been a couple of boats passing by. The goal is to do a 20-minute open water swim. I'm going to try out my GoPro. I've got a little chest mount that goes down here and should hopefully film. If not, well then no worries. This is essentially just to get in the water and get a little swim time in. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in. folks, so that did not go well. I got in the water, but I definitely panicked. It is super murky. You can't see your hand in front of your face, essentially. And I just freaked out a little bit, and there's like not a lot of people here at all, and I just got really nervous. I swam around for a little bit, a couple minutes, like doggy paddle, and then I tried to go in a breaststroke, like a freestyle, and I just could not do it. I know this is part of the Snake River, but I'm hoping that the section that we swim is not this murky. I'm also hoping that it'll be a lot better because there'll be a bunch of people swimming right next to me, and like we're all just doing the same thing, and I just need to do it. Not too happy with this. I'm not going to force myself to swim in this because it's literally like a panic, and I feel like I'm just going to make it worse at this point. Just because it's so dirty, and I can see like fish jumping, and it's just like, so bad at making my anxiety skyrocket. So we're going to cut the losses. We had a really hard run this morning. We did a light get in the water, test the waters. I'm going to do some more research about the swim portion and see what I can do. Monday, my wetsuit is supposed to come in. My girlfriend and I looked into it because I was like, man, I've been, considering it. Figured out that the Snake River in the place that I'm be swimming is probably going to be about 10 degrees colder than what I've been training in. And I already know that I have trouble swimming in cold water. I freak out a lot more. Maybe it's just open water. I don't know. So my girlfriend and I looked into renting one, and it's like, to do an overnight, it's like $30. So I'd have to rent it to practice it, then rent it the night before the race, the day of the race, and the day after the race, and that puts me way more money. And so I just bought one from Amazon for $60, right around $60. I'm going to try it on Monday when it comes, and just kind of get used to swimming in that right before the race. And I'm going to try and find a different place where I can do an open water swim, not today, because I'm not going to do that again today. But I'm going to try and find a different open water place that I can swim where maybe it's not so freaking murky. Because this is just like, but yeah, it's hot. I'm going to go home, shower, get some work done, and do some research. So tomorrow is a much needed day of rest. I'm going to give my legs and shoulders and everything a good day to recover, do a lot of stretching, just a little bit of mobility work, and then Sunday, hit it again with a long run. I might change the schedule workout for next week because my brother wants to do another run or bike with me, and the morning that he wants to do it is the day that I had planned to do my long distance bike. And no offense to my brother, I need to do that one solo, and I have a route that I already want to do, and it won't work because we'll be out in Caldwell, Idaho for that, and not where I want to be. And so I'm going to rearrange next week. So it should be run Sunday. But if something changes, you will find out about it, or maybe you won't. Who knows? Anyways, I'm going to go because it's hot. Bye.